Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're looking at Sengoku Night Blood, episode 8. So guys and girls, in case you did not realize, last week, there was a production delay, so, episode 9 should have been this week, but it was delayed a whole week, so episode 8 is what we got first, and then episode 9 will be next week. So we are kind of like an episode behind. Not with my reviews, mind you, just with the show in general. But I will say right now that I really didn't particularly care for this episode that much. There were things I did like about it, yes, but at the same token, there were many things I have issues with this week's episode, and it's this issue I think with the whole show lately, as like the last, I want to say several episodes. I've been joking about this, and it's something, but it is very accurate, is that the show has been going off this very formulaic nature within the last, several episodes, having it where, Yuzuki basically is just thrown from one different place to another place to another place, and I get that's the point of showing all these characters. It's a good way of doing an introduction with these characters, like this week, our focus was with Oda, and we see various characters there. We see Ranma being one of the more interesting characters, because I said she. And you'll understand why if you see the copy, the thumbnail. You'll understand why I say she almost for a second. He looks, just like what you imagine him from the stories. Because if you do know your historical literature when it comes to, Ranma, and any of the lore of the Japanese time period, or even more so, just the historical lore, I should say, more than else. We know that Ranma was basically Oda's kind of second-hand man. But the thing was that Oda also, had these stories surrounding both of them, because apparently, as history says, Ranma was very, I want to say, very feminine. And that caused a lot of, history to say that behind the scenes of Oda's relationship with his wives or whatever, he was also seeing Ranma, and that was actually a kind of, person that he was using as a sexual object too. So it was, a kind of homosexual relationship between those two characters, at least in Japanese lore. There are people that say that never happened. Obviously, there's historical context that says that they were just nothing more than retainer, etc. But there's a lot of stories that float around with those two characters. So it made sense for Ranma to look the way he does in, again, use the thumbnail as an example of this. But he was the character that really showed the most care and appreciation of Yuzuki. It really was not super cruel to her. Even though I did at one point thought that, this is at least my thoughts, I thought that Ranma was actually going to see Yuzuki as a threat to Oda. Because at first it seemed like Oda was really saying Yuzuki was a very important tool, because he was like, oh, you guys can take her blood whenever you need it, because that will help you guys get stronger. And you saw a weird face from Ranma for a second that looked like it was jealousy. I wasn't sure, and I still think Ranma might not be fully trusted. He should be someone that kind of, he could be trying to betray her, just getting close to her, and then betrays her at one point. We could see that from his character. And there are some things that have happened in this week's episode too that kind of prove that further. But as it is, it looked like right now they're kind of establishing a friendship. Whether that friendship is good or not, we'll find out later on. But yeah, what was interesting too was the side stuff that was happening outside of the Oda castle, where we see, I would say Yukimura and various other people joining forces to realize, hey, we need to get Yuzuki out of Oda's castle. And we also learned from at least from the end of the episode, we also learned it several times in this week's episode too, is that Yuzuki might be the reason why the Yakumo have been so, I want to say rampant as of late. And we see at the very end that they're surrounding the castle. So most likely, maybe that is true. Maybe Yuzuki has a presence to her. Maybe from, I forgot her name. It's Hime Mikuru. I can never say her name. And I apologize for that, guys and girls. Really, that's my own fault. But it's very hard for me to say. I shouldn't have so much problems with it, but I do. But Hime, the one that's supposed to be so related to Yuzuki and have her power, they say that it could be because of that. So I'm very curious about that. So that's probably one of the few things I actually care about this show. I want to see what relationships are going on. And I also want to see what they do with Yuzuki's character. Are they going to just have her stay in this realm with everyone? Is she going to go back to her own home? I'm curious what's going to happen with that. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this review. As always, if you did, you know what to do. I will talk to you later. I have 2 more reviews today. I have Food Wars episode, I want to say episode 8 or episode 9. I can't think off the top of my head with that. And I also have Junior Tyson episode 9, which I'll be reviewing also today. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.